All right, okay, we're done.
Transformer? Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, we're done. It's done. Hello, welcome to Australian Transformers Weekly. We are your first and possibly only choice for Transformers news in Australia. Welcome to episode 118. We are recording live on the 4th of August 2017. I am your host, Jason. Joining me tonight, we have Brad and Mikey. Say hi, Mikey, Brad.
hi, Mikey, Brad.
It's gone well.
Almost.
Even when I try to get you guys to do it properly.
You just said say hi, Mikey Brad.
I know.
So we both said hi, Mikey Brad.
I know. I said say hi, Mikey, comma, Brad.
You didn't say hi, Mikey, comma, Brad. You said hi, Mikey Brad.
Set up to lose. We'll set up.
How can you win against someone who doesn't even know the rules of the game?
Of Thrones.
Yes. Well, no. The rules of the Game of Thrones are pretty easy. You win or you die. I'd kind of prefer the rule of Grimlock's Thrones or something. I don't know. In fact, that's actually something I need to put on my shelf. The Grimlock Throne. If someone can sell me one. I've got
to get one first.
Yes, it helps when I have one. I've got a nice little setup that I've been building this week behind me. We're going to talk about that when it comes to new acquisitions because my shelves are new acquisitions. Mikey and I have the same Transformer that we're going to talk about in new acquisitions as well. And this week we've had some big news about future entries in the cinematic universe and the TV franchise for Transformers. Let's begin by asking Mikey and Brad how they are. How are you doing, guys?
Well, I'm just here for editing purposes, so hello and edit point here. Because I have no
I'm
new
just here for
acquisitions.
Mikey purposes, so you know.
Okay, new acquisitions can come later. Yeah, I don't know if did we actually talk about the giant Bumblebee behind you last week?
Well, we talked about Prime. I had Prime last week, which we got from Mania, and this is the Bumblebee, which not trying to get leg, but I love the bee hammer.
Don't show off your leg, Brad. You might, force us up a rating.
You might cause traffic to
That's weird because I know I can see all the parts of his gearbox, yet it's on
It's okay. It is actually past 9 p.m. It's okay to talk about Bumblebee gearbox.
I could make a Bumblebee 1-to-1 gearbox hammer, but it'd be people size, not bee size, which are fine. But these are great posters. I love the flare there on the poster, but it doesn't really help with the lighting and everything. It just sort of dulls the photo.
It's a little bit J.J. Abrams, isn't it?
Oh, there's a lens. Yeah, that's his disc brake. It's not a lens flare. There's no spot there from the sun. But yeah. And I've dropped the camera down a bit, but
the camera's fine.
Yeah. So no, that's all I've got to report on this week. I'll get to a bit more when we get to club news.
Cool. Mikey, how are you doing? What have you been up to this week?
Yeah, good. What have I done this week? Not much.
All right, good. Let's go.
Yep, there you go. Lovely. Well, I'll just mention I'm in a new location because I kind of just felt like it, and I just wanted to be.
I think we need a pan across to the dog.
Yeah, we need to look at your
Mikey is
audience.
Mikey is sitting in his lounge room tonight instead of in the study because he likes to sit next to his dog. Let's bring up the dog.
Yep.
There he is. That's Hunter.
Oh, look at that sleepy doggy.
Aren't you just so? Oh, he knows we're talking about him.
Oh, yeah.
Megatron, Bumblebee, Prime. Yep, not a care in the world.
Yeah, no.
We can't hear you, Brad. Hunter.
We keep having that same issue.
He doesn't care that you're talking to him either.
Yeah.
Mikey, is your dog alive?
Can you poke it?
There you go. That's not a helipad. Okay. Say hi.
Right. Oh, now we've woken up Mikey's dog. Now there is going to be held to pay, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to bite that hand. Bite the fingers.
Probably gonna bite my everything. I don't know.
We will see what happens to your collection when you pull out your new acquisitions later on if Hunter is still sitting next to you.
Well, I landed it on his face, so now he's acquired a target. He's looking at it. He's just like, "You're going to die tonight."
Yeah.
And what does he say? Because he's Springer.
I was going to say it.
Oh, damn it. What's that?
It doesn't matter. Let's move on. We can do it later.
Yeah.
Too late. Okay. So first up, take your bot to work day. We've been running this all year long. It is a bot in the real world picture competition that we run every week in the Transformers Collectors Club Australia Facebook group. This week's winner is Leaf Prime. With now, I'm terrible at Beast Wars. Now, someone was saying in the pre-show, this is Long Rack.
Beast Wars Neo Long Rack.
Yeah. That's him.
Nice job. Nice job.
Yeah. We had some people posting bots with food, but this won out over the food posts where we thought they were the magic ticket. So
I just remembered his tongue also does extend out. Well,
it's kind of creepy, but yes.
Oh, the whole figure. If we actually look at the other two, his robot mode's weird, but his base mode is the weirdest thing you'll ever see. But his giraffe mode, very convincing considering how bad he looks in robot mode. So
yeah, no, like I actually don't mind the giraffe mode at all. It is rather good.
It's great.
Yeah.
There's
an exhaust port just near the exhaust.
I want to send a message to Eugene at Pleasant Surprise and ask if he's still got his in his shelf. I've passed it twice, and I'd love to buy it now because this is perfect. This is great. This is exactly what Takey-Bot outside the display is all about.
If he watches this show, he should double the price right now. So there
you go. Good point.
I don't know how much this guy goes for. I mean, he is a Beast Wars Neo. What is he in box, Brad? The one in Pleasant Surprise?
No, I'm going to say it's about $20, $15, $20.
Oh, okay, that's pretty good.
As you're saying before, he's not complete. His front legs open up, and he has missiles in his kneecaps. So I don't think those missiles are. Yeah, red missiles.
Hold on, he has what?
He has red kneecap missiles. So you bend, you break his legs, and then he shoots red missiles out of his blood. Like it's blood. It's so odd. Yeah. It's just the weirdest thing. But that was Beast Wars Neo. They had like pretty much every figure had a base mode, and it was just the weirdest shit like you could imagine. It's like what M. Night Shyamalan or whatever he is, like that type of thing.
Shamalong-a-ding-dong.
Shamalong-a-ding-dong.
La.
But yeah, you kind of ignore those because like the beast modes looked great, better than the Beast Wars things, like our one. But yeah, great photo by the way.
Yeah, no, this is
it is a quality photo. I quite appreciate it.
Yeah.
Shall we move on and talk about the week's news?
What do we look at this week?
Just waiting for something to come up on my phone. It's not working, so I'm going to ditch that idea. Let's go over to this handy little slide. Is Hasbro's confirmation that there is a new TV show taking over from Transformers: Robots in Disguise next year, going for the core kids market. So let's not expect it to be let's not go expecting it to be pitched higher than 10 years old. It is replacing Robots in Disguise after all. But Transformers Cyberverse has been confirmed to at least run for chapter 1 and 2. So that's 2018 and 2019. Now, this is being animated by Boulder Media. Now, Boulder Media is fully owned by Hasbro, and so they're staffing up for they're staffing up for 2 Transformers projects at the moment. They are also the producers of Transformers Rescue Bots, which you can see at the bottom will be changing to Transformers Rescue Bots Academy in 2019. That story itself has been a little bit controversial over the last couple of weeks with the production of that show moving to New York City and promising to use non-union voice actors.
Cheaper.
Non-union / cheaper. And of course you can see in the center row of this slide, you can see that we the fans that are over 10 years old are currently being served by Titans Return. Next year we'll get Power of the Primes for 1 year, it looks like. So Power of the Primes may not last quite as long as Titans Return did. And then after that, there's an as yet unrevealed Transformers Generations line coming. So we'll see
they're still keeping the Generations tagline there.
It's not odd. They've used it for years.
Yeah, I know. But
I think Cyberverse is probably going to be better than both Titans Return and Power of the Primes put together.
I don't know. So Cyberverse is notably using G1 character art for its
that's my
stills.
Issue.
But so there's some thought on TFW where this was reported that because it's Chapter 1 and Chapter 2, they may actually pick up different parts of the franchise. I do think that might be a little bit much for the kids 6 to 10 years old section.
Exactly. That's for pure fanboys. If they were going to go back and do a pre or in between season 1 or 2 of G1 or something like that, even the art style, I can't see the art style existing today in any form.
No. I think I actually kind of feel like the cartoon in today's market, the original G1 cartoon would probably fall into the 6 to 10 years old category. While I think Titans Return and Power of the Primes are way more advanced than G1 stuff. Although then again,
in animation,
maybe not in animation, but yeah,
in storytelling, it'd be in kids 3 to 5 because that's for
the animation. But like for the actual story, like there is a fair story layered into these guys. But for the
G1 cartoon,
no, I'm talking about Power of the Primes and Titans Return. I think I think it's pitched a level above G1. So like we don't really know what Cyberverse. So we've got Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. There is some thought from TFW as they reported this that they may do like Chapter 1 as G1 and Chapter 2 might be Beast Wars or something like that. But we'll see.
That's some fanboy wish list right there.
Possibly. So Brad, you mentioned Transformers Generations being the brand that's sticking around. We've had Generations on things for years. First, so the sort of non-cartoon line was first Transformers Universe, and Classics was a part of Universe, I believe, it was Classics, then it went to Universe, and now it's become Generations. But I don't see them dropping the Generations. I don't see them dropping the Generations brand because they've got it on things that are more than just toys. Like they've got it on clothing and everything else now as well.
Yeah. But it just seemed like Generations as a toy line stopped before Combiner Wars.
No, look at the back of your Combiner Wars. In fact, look at this. Maybe if you cut to me at the moment, there. I've got a oh my goodness, that doesn't have a
6-shot. Oh
no, I was going to say I've got a Transformers Brainstorm.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's not.
Now, what did I just say? I just said look at the back of your your Combiner Wars and Titans Return boxes. There is in fact no Generations branding on this one.
But that might be because it's the. Oh, well, there you go.
It's on the front. It's right there on every box. It is Transformers Generations.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking it wasn't because it was the exclusive one.
Even the Soundwave box there, it's still got it up the front. So good point. I just. Generations is more of an era and not a line. It's Excel.
No, it is more the brand.
Yeah. No, it's just the only time Cyberverse as a title used in the franchise has been the Prime Dark of the Moon Legends Commander series, which I don't think has any reference to this at all.
I actually thought Cyberverse had been used as a sub-brand across multiple toy lines so far.
It's probably gone beyond just Prime and Dark of the Moon, but I don't think it'd be like if they suddenly called one of these. Oh, I got nothing to back that up. I don't think going off a certain toy scale is going to impact on these. Also, interesting something week before when I was at the money when you were talking about the Combiner Wars series, how we're getting a lot of paid Hasbro voice actors coming in to do the next.
They're not actually Hasbro voice actors, but sure.
Cullen?
They're not employed by Hasbro.
Paramount. Paramount.
I'd love a Paramount. That sounds
Paramount
delicious.
is actually what happens in summer.
Dairycon.
Yeah, there you go.
I just wonder if stuff's starting to be connected a lot more here than what has happened in the previous.
Well, look, I think it's actually worth remembering that everything is actually meant to be connected, but they've done a really, really shit job of it for the last few years.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, even the
Jason's
fear.
still hosting, by the way.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, I am. That's right. Yeah. We might just cut back to my screen.
Yeah. Even the top layer you got last night. You got the Bumblebee movie, then the 2019 movie, which they don't even know what's happening yet, is going to be the.
It's just a bunch of heads
from the first movie.
Let's go to the next story because we might have an answer for what's going to happen in 2019.
The kid in the little Bumblebee costume is very cute. That is quite cute.
True. That's yeah. Let's go. Right. This story, this artwork does not in fact reflect the story, but during Hasbro's investor call this week, they did reveal that besides producing the new Transformers animation series Cyberverse, Boulder Media will also be producing a theatrical animated movie. Now we've heard rumors for a long time that we're going to get an animated prequel to the Transformers film series, and we do know that the movie will take place in the movieverse or the Bayverse, as a lot of us tend to refer to it, but it will be fully animated, and that too. It will be fully animated, and it will see a theatrical release. So I kind of wonder if that might be what we end up seeing in theaters in 2019.
I would love to see them just do a animated styling of the IDW prequel comics for the Transformers movies. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, and it also explains what happens. All those little things like where did Skids and Mudflap go and all that type of stuff. All those little things that we weren't explained in the actual movies. And boy, does Age of Extinction.
Is that a prequel or a sequel though?
I was going to say you're spanning a couple of different movies there.
Well, maybe they're like, I don't know. There was this one story called something to do with Starscream. But that one was something like that. But it was it was either an IDW thing or it might have actually been a book. But I remember that being really cool.
IDW did produce a sequel comic for the original movie called The Reign of Starscream.
Yeah, so like something like that would be pretty cool.
Here I am laying knowledge on movie comics and not the legit ones.
It's no different to you knowing things about the movies and not about the cartoons as well. Yeah, that's fine.
Hooray. I question this artwork that's come out with it, whether it's just a grab or someone's fan made this, because you got Animated Prime, Age of Extinction Bumblebee, TF Prime, a character from Rescue Bots, ROD Bumblebee.
Chase.
The Chase is it. Age of Extinction Drift, Combiner Wars Windblade, and Dark of the Moon.
You finally said Windblade instead of Windblade.
Pronunciate the verbs. And Dark of the Moon.
It's not a verb, it's a letter.
Dark of the Moon Prime. So I don't understand what this artwork is for it.
So bearing in mind,
I don't even think they knew what they were putting together.
This information came from an investor call.
Yeah.
And so it really is just a look at all of the things that make up our franchise shot.
Dare I say it?
But a lot of these shots are the promo shots from the series in question.
Yeah.
True.
If they can somehow tie all this together in a prequel on Cybertron with the war on Cybertron.
No, I don't care.
Wait. You want them to tie together Animated Prime, Rescue Bots, Robots in Disguise, Age of Extinction, and Combiner Wars. I mean, the Movieverse and Combiner Wars.
I'll do this.
Okay.
Watch this. This is going to be some gymnastics right here. If they set this in Warring Cybertron, it starts off with the Animated Prime being a idiot young cadet, whatever else. Bring in Autobot Academy, whatever else. Where do we go from there? And then you go.
No, this is your problem.
So it's not going well.
Well, every other character.
With one franchise and then abandoned your plan.
Well, it's the prequel to every other bot you see afterwards. You're going to see Young B that can talk. You're going to see Prime, obviously. Bumblebee is going to be there.
And
Drift probably
Drift
will
can be a stereotype.
And then Windblade can come in at the end and say, "Hey, I can speak to that building over there."
No. She can say, "Hi, I'm Windblade."
What's up, guys? I got 2 swords.
I think it's time we moved on.
Yes, please. Yes, please, and thank you.
So TFW reported this week, along with a number of sites, that John Cena will be joining Transformers Bumblebee, which should be interesting. Although, as someone in the discussion group rightly pointed out, it makes no difference what role he plays because you won't be able to see him.
Yeah, well, the you know how we like all the reviews of Age. What's this?
That joke has just gone straight over people's heads. Go on.
Yeah, no, I don't know enough about we, and that's what I call WWE. We.
Yeah, fair enough. I got that. Yeah. It was very subtle until you shone a light on it.
Just in case it went. I was say, you look up reviews of the last night, and like everyone who's like the reviewers, they're showing themselves, they're going like, oh, they got the face palm and all that, and it like the exact thing that I was just thinking was just face palming, and even his shirt's face palming.
Why?
So it doesn't even agree with it, you know.
No, that's his thing.
His shirt's not face palming. His thing he does is that he faces his opponents and he says, "You can't see me."
Yeah, he waves his
face.
Joke
that I just made as well.
Oh, I just thought he was in the Air Force.
No,
but he was a Marine.
So, I've got a question for you.
Marine biologist?
No, I've got a question for you guys. Do you think he?
The answer's no, apparently.
Do you think he might be the voice of Bumblebee?
Well, I mean,
I actually feel like Cena's delivery might well work for Bumblebee's voice.
Yeah, I get what you're going for. So this is obviously before the whole beep boop boop bop. I speak through the radio.
Well, it might not be. I don't know if he actually will have a voice in the movie.
My only comment, I'm going to say 2 lines.
Mm-hmm.
My name is
I'm
Johnson.
Groot.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing goes above my head without me noticing it.
So I am Groot was Vin Diesel, who's not a wrestler, but nothing goes above my head without me noticing is Dave Bautista, who is a wrestler.
Vin Diesel's still a meathead and can't do lines, so I'm going to put him in the same.
Have you not seen The Iron Giant?
Yeah, I was about to say, you know what I want to see a reboot of?
That was from the 90s before he drunk Coronas.
What?
You know what?
Also, have you not seen Pitch Black?
There's this movie called... I don't even know what it's called. Excuse me, Player One or something.
Are you talking about Ready Player One?
Ready Player One?
The Iron Giant's in that. I hope he says something, but, it's just,
Yeah,
unconfirmed if Vin Diesel is actually voicing the character in that film, but...
I'm sure he might.
If Spielberg wants to, but
that's such a good
anyway,
movie,
it's just I don't see everyone's John Cena, everyone else is just shit canning the movie before it's even heard.
So here's the thing, right? The Rock has made a very successful transition into Hollywood, and also connection. The Rock is Cliffjumper in Transformers Prime. The Rock
does a great job of it. He does
he's fantastic in it as well. Like in the 2 episodes that he's in, or the 2 scenes that he's in.
One, well, exactly. Yeah.
Well, no, he's in a. Oh wait, is he? Oh, no, I'm thinking of.
No, the other episodes that he appears is his different voice actor because
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they got him back for it. Fair enough.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
What a shame.
No.
Anyway, so
exactly.
The Rock made a very successful transition from wrestling, which is an acting job, into Hollywood. They like to have wrestlers graduate to movies, and so Dave Bautista has been very successful in Guardians of the Galaxy. John Cena has John Cena has not been as successful, and really,
WWE movies, the straight WWE produced movies, has not been as and the Marine is not too bad as a.
It's not too bad, but it's not
movie.
too good, right? Yeah, but the Marine is like 10 years ago. He has been in other movies since, and true. They're just not that great. So like, if he is actually going to make it as a Hollywood actor, like he actually needs a breakout hit.
He's also just a meme as well, you know.
Well, most wrestlers are memes in their characters.
Yeah. You know what I want to see? I want to see a Rock Lord movie, but the thing is, Dwayne The Rock Johnson cannot play a role in it. Just to piss everyone off.
Well, just like the many Hollywood movies that are released every day that do not feature Dwayne Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
You know what? Baywatch was all right, actually. That wasn't too bad. It was a good.
I haven't seen it. It was penned, but yeah, I've got no issue with this whatsoever. Let's see what he can do.
Let's move on because there's quite a bit of Masterpiece news to talk about this week. And let's be honest, Masterpiece is kind of where most of our collections head, right?
It's been pretty goddamn quiet recently.
So this picture appeared this week with a bit of a whoopsie in that the wrong photograph is obviously attached to it, but the listing is MP40 Target Master Hot Rodimus. Now, this does call to mind the fact that we got a new hot rod in MP28, I believe it was, and it might be time to reuse that mold and add a Target Master.
And he's also black and evil.
No, he's the wrong figure.
Yeah. No, we're saying
very
that
clearly a movie Prime.
That's the Age of Extinction.
Well,
Voyager
that's just their placeholder, mate. That's what they do for everything. They have a stupid placeholder.
No. It's got the trademark Takara red "Do Not Copy" across it, but it's clearly a movie Masterpiece figure, so it doesn't matter. It's clearly the wrong image, but so it calls to mind the fact that we are going to probably see a reuse of the original hot rod mold from MP28 and add a Target Master, which may or may not be, I wonder, the Target Master that comes with Artfire.
Question.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. Now, I had to do a double take on this. The original Takara Masterpiece Hot Rod was called Hot Rodimus. So it's essentially a reissue of that figure with a Target Master accessory.
Yeah. Which is a surprise, exactly what they did in G1.
Okay. Because when I was seeing us, I gone, oh my god, that's Rodimus Prime. And then I had to do a couple of, wait, no, that's not what that was called. No, Target Master. Yeah.
We don't need that in our lives again.
So as you can see
Rodimus, what? Wait, what? I'd love a hot.
No, the Rodimus Prime. I don't want that.
You don't want a Masterpiece Rodimus Prime?
I have one. It's called Carry.
Yeah, there's Masterpiece Rodimus Prime already exists.
Living space.
So as you can see in the image, he is due for release in February 2018. So Sunstreaker is due in December, I believe. He's MP39.
Yay! I just ordered him.
There'll be a bit of a gap between December, which we assume will be early December, and February. So, yeah.
I think I may be caught up to all the. Sorry, I think I'm caught up to all of the everything but Diaclone now. Not sure, but yes. I don't think I'll get this though.
Are we sure there's got to be a different paint scheme?
Well, maybe they'll
we don't know anything about the paint scheme.
Yeah, because how can they just re-release EP28 with a gun that transforms?
Did they not just do exactly the same thing with the Supreme Commander Optimus Primal with a couple of changes?
Exactly.
There was some paint and mold detail. It had mask, mutant mask.
It wasn't molding. It was adding accessories. That was it.
What? They glued them on. You got bits over the top.
No. They don't glue it on. They just added accessories.
Magnets.
A mask.
Magnets.
It's a mask, Brad. You turn Optimus Primal's head around, and it fits in the screw holes.
Look over there. Turn the head around. All right. Anyway. Okay. That's all right.
I agree.
Look. Okay. Here's the thing. Nobody is forcing anyone to buy MP40. If you don't want it, you're free to not buy it.
Oh no! I just
What? How revolutionary!
I wonder after Blaster with MP Ratbat, how many of these air quote Target Masters are going to end up on the KO market, just so people don't have to double dip on Hot Rod.
Probably all of them.
Yeah. I'd say that's a good guess.
It seems like everything except for at least Megatron.
Speaking of reissuing a masterpiece with a different paint scheme, hello 7-Eleven. It's nice to see you join the Transformers gang.
Ultra Magnus?
Product placement.
So
why did we even bother?
This time to buy some coffee.
Oh, you guys are harmonizing tonight. It's so cute.
Oh, the donuts, they're nice.
Actually, I don't think everyone gets Krispy Kreme donuts in 7-Elevens around the world. I think it's only us.
I do.
They don't need to be. They don't be Krispy Kreme, but they're nice. They're big ones. I didn't buy one, but yeah, they look good.
What? You stole it?
No, I brought pizza slices instead.
They're great. I just didn't buy it though. Ugh, okay.
When the boy from the country goes to the city and sees all that stuff in one little store, he's overwhelmed, to say the least.
Can I just point out, like, you have to actually go and experience 7-Eleven overseas. So, like, all the 7-Eleven stores, they have so much better stuff overseas. But in Taiwan, I was in Taiwan earlier in the year, and every 7-Eleven store, their fridge was just like this picturesque, perfectly stocked thing of drinks, and there are all these different colored drinks in them. They flow along with a nice sort of gradient design, and everything's perfectly lined up.
Can I buy a beagle?
It's amazing. I don't know. Maybe I think you just need to go to Mikey's house to get Hunter.
Did you just say a beagle?
Yeah,
instead of a bagel.
I feel sorry about putting him. You
cannot buy my dog. He's not for sale.
Really?
He is very fat though.
Can I have his leg?
Funny thing though, I did go and fill up at 7-Eleven, and when I did go up to the counter,
with donuts,
I said, "Did you? Huh?
Did you fill up with donuts?"
Yeah, I just filled my face with donuts.
Or did you fill up with? Did you fill up with beagles?
Beagles. I got a couple of beagles. I got some scoons. Yeah. But I talked to the guy and said, "Did you know there's a Transformer coming to the 7-Eleven?" And I mean, it's like almost midnight, and he's just like,
did he just go, whatever? Just, do you want it or not?
No, he was pretty good. He was pretty good about it. It's just like, well, it's an Optimus Prime toy. I was like, oh, okay, that'll be $40.
You could have said there's a man out in the street with a gun.
And he'll be like, oh,
and he would have. Oh, okay. He would have reacted exactly the same.
I have a bomb under this shirt. Oh, okay.
So we are looking.
Thank you very much.
Masterpiece 7-Eleven is.
Thank you. Come again.
It is a repaint of MP10 Optimus Prime. I gotta say, I kind of like these colors.
That's his. That's his quotation. Thank you. Come again.
We did get that.
Was there? They never done the MP10 mold as Magnus, did they? It was only the MP1 mold.
No, they haven't. Yeah.
KOs they have, but no.
Takara has not done the MP10 mold.
No.
When you say have they done it, I know you mean the ones, but Mikey
that's a broad.
Yeah. No, that's a broad brush. It's interesting.
I really like the colors. Like that green on roller is hot.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that. I like the blue. I like the blue and the green. I like the white, and you can choose to put 7-Eleven logos or Autobot logos on.
And if you put an Autobot logo on that, shame on you, because this is 7-Eleven Prime, and everyone needs to know it.
It looks hot.
It's an Ultra Magnus with a green belt.
They're really getting the use out of the mold before they bring the new one in a couple of months' time.
I hope it's not going to have mold degradation. That'd suck.
Oh, this has got to.
I've never seen an MP10 that actually has any problems with its mold, like loose joints or anything like that. I think really that's more of an issue for things that just get assembled as like plastic, whereas
and have ball joints. Probably.
Yeah, but this has ball joints and ratchets and screws that hold it all together. So like, I don't think that's really going to be a problem.
I'm unlucky because I got a first run MP10 and he's got shitty ankles, so I got to go have a look on that and see if I can find a Hasbro.
Does your MP10 have cankles?
I think it may be a KO.
Yeah. You bought a KO MP10.
I didn't plan to. I hope it's not.
How much was it?
On eBay?
It was full. No, it was full price off someone in the group. It was eBay too. God damn it!
What?
This is a conversation for another time.
Brad needs to buy a new MP10. Might I suggest you look at the 711 version?
I have no issue. I love that white. It's a nice crisp white. It's not too bright, not too dark. The green's not too light, not too dark. It's a nice green, and I'm loving everything I'm saying about this spot. Oh, go back to the Matrix.
Yeah, it's different. It's like
green with a red core.
You know exactly what it's a little olive. It's a green olive with a red with the red centers.
So,
Christmas
price wise, 25,000 yen, I believe is the price, and that being, I believe 10,000 yen was the price for Masterpiece Hot Rodimus. So that puts the price a little over 250 bucks probably.
Well, I have seen it for sale in a Aussie seller, and it was 350.
I have seen that too. No, look! I've seen that too. Hold on. You have to go to a 7-Eleven store in Japan to purchase this on the day of release.
Yeah,
right?
I guess.
So it's not something that you can just order stock in if you're a retailer. So fair enough. Look, you got to pay someone's Airtasker fees, okay?
Yeah.
And matter of fact, I might try that. Day of release.
When is the day? Does it say it there?
It comes out next
language
year.
I do not know.
It comes out next year.
We know two members that are moving to Japan, so let's pull that card.
We do too, but
I know one.
I'm not sure that they're moving before this comes out.
Yeah.
Can we say one of their names or not?
No, don't name them. That's their own business. Nah. So
is it John Ryan?
No, John's not going to Japan, is he?
No, John and Max are going together. They're eloping.
So if you want to, you could possibly jump on Airtasker, find someone in Japan to go and purchase this for you and ship it to you. And then
can you do that?
Of course you can. You can ask anyone to do anything on Airtasker.
I didn't know you could Airtask overseas.
Well, I don't know if you can.
That's the whole point, isn't it?
I don't think you can.
I'm not going to ask someone at the pub to bring me a beer. I'm going to ask someone in Japan to buy me a beer.
Because you're going to ask them, Brad. You're not going to ask them.
Can I just point out, shelves behind me are direct from IKEA. IKEA now advertises. So if you want some help putting your furniture together, IKEA used to be like, yeah, sure, we'll send someone out. It'll be $60, whatever. IKEA now has posters all over their shops saying, if you need help putting it together, just go to Airtasker and get someone to come around and do it. IKEA's given up on in-home assembly. They're just outsourcing the bloody thing to Airtasker. I'm gonna install Airtasker and see whether I can actually set a region for my tasks to Japan.
Please tell me you put up those shelves yourself.
Yeah, I totally did. Yeah.
Brad's just like, how dare you?
Can you not see how they don't quite sit together properly on the gaps?
See how one's leaning to the point of almost breaking.
That's a manufacturing issue, not a setup issue.
Have you guys seen the Clerks animated show? It's from like 20 years ago. But the bad guy, Leonardo, he goes to IKEA and he buys all of his office furniture for his lair, and he's like, look, I put my office furniture together myself, and I have all these leftover parts. and they're like, the guys are sitting there just going like, yeah, that's a bunch of shit.
There's always widgets left over. That's a common thing.
There's always a bit left over when you do it yourself, right?
They're called spare parts. You put them in a box and you keep them for when you need them for again. The spares.
Leftovers are the best part about going out. Because then you get something.
Leftover.
They're not bag chips, okay?
You always get one of those things. It's about, what's the little key that you get from IKEA?
The Allen key.
The Allen key. Speaking of Allen, that is a foreshadowing.
We're getting there.
Yes.
A couple more
but yes, he does look like Ultra Magnus with a green belt. Good for him.
Yeah.
Does he have red eyes?
I think he does, yes. And he's got that blue mouthpiece, which is very Ultra Magnus.
The whole thing, except for the trailer, screams Ultra Magnus to me. And except for the green pelvic area, which, looks like he's a Green Lantern, maybe.
Which, this would be a perfect for customizers where you wouldn't have to paint the whole bot, just some changes here and there to make a Ultra Magnus.
If someone's getting this, they ain't customizing it. It's probably going to be one of One of the rarer primes, I'm thinking.
Well, people do it to MP10, so...
Yeah, but...
Anyway.
Fair enough, I guess. But, like, not this one, I don't think.
Okay. I'm logged into Airtasker.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going for delivery.
No, go. Can I host the podcast? Go. Can I host the podcast?
No.
Oh, here we go.
You can set task location. You can't see that.
Erkenville.
My thing is like John Cena. You can't see it. Task location. I've managed to type in Tokyo. There you go.
And continue.
I don't know. I'm not going to post it now, am I?
Type in Gherkinville and see if they can put IKEA shelves together.
Gherkinville.
What the hell is Gherkinville?
That's where Jason is.
No, it's not.
I'm not going to use his real suburb. God damn it!
Oh,
all right.
Goodness, no, because like I'm only one of thousands of houses in the suburb. I also have a TCGA member in my apartment block that I haven't met yet.
My God, honestly.
All right, I think we should move on.
World after all.
It will be if you keep singing that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh no, stop pretty quick.
Let's move on. We have a couple more things to go through. A little bit of quick news. Masterpiece Ultra Magnus. If you are still, I was going to like tilt that over there. If you're still looking for Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, Magnus, he is there behind me. But if you want to buy your own, you can do so. I'm just going to put that back there because this is really awkward now.
Is that an invitation to come to your house and steal yours?
Nope. You can go. Suddenly, I'm actually really glad that Brad is not telling people the suburb I live in.
I think I just did, but I'm not sure.
Maybe. So if you want your own Ultra Magnus or if you want Masterpiece Megatron, they are being reissued in January, which does answer the question of what Masterpiece will be released in January. It's reissue time. So Ultra Magnus and Megatron will be released in January 2018. So if you are waiting for those guys, then there's I've seen a bunch of pre-orders come up already for them. So jump on those pre-orders and get your products going. If you're
still waiting for yours, this is really disappointing that there's already a reissue.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's go on. Let's move on. So this also got released this week. Actually, no, it didn't get released. It got announced. So Japanese phone carrier AU is celebrating its anniversary with a new transforming phone. Now, I don't think this is the first time they've done a transforming phone, but they've got a little handset that's one of their info bar was, I think, one of their first handsets that they released. So they've got a version of it that converts into a kind of shit version of Optimus Prime. Let's be honest.
I'm not going to say kind of shit. I'm going to say very shit. To be honest,
it's fine. It's a candy bar phone. Who cares?
Is it supposed to be Prime?
Does it cost candy bar price?
Yeah, I think it is because look, if you look at his chest, little flames like his movie Prime.
That aren't symmetrical at all.
No, they're really not. But look at the Autobot logo on the screen. It's not symmetrical in its color layout either, so that's fine. So there's going off there. Also, can we just point out in this, he's holding a little version of the phone as well.
I think it comes with it as well.
That would be
looks like a Hello Kitty phone.
Actually, no, it's a different phone because it can fold in half.
Yeah,
does that one fold in half?
Does it come with a stand?
That is a different.
And it comes with a bloody stand. Of course it does.
It comes with the Takara flight stand that we've seen before advertised in white.
Yeah,
which
nice.
It's not clear or black.
There's one of those weird lens flares that's coming from nowhere.
Wow.
But is that a feature?
LED? I think it actually might be. Yeah,
might as well because that's all it's got going for it.
And there's this one as well, which it's not Megatron. Oh, there is a Megatron.
There is a Megatron, and there's like a Brawn or something.
It looks like Brawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Energon
power.
Energon power.
Yeah.
And I think you can also see the little phones that they hold as well. But yeah, so
it's Bumblebee, guys. I just realized it's Bumblebee.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it has to be.
Prime, Bumblebee, and Megatron. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, the reason I put this in is we go through and we select the stories before the show. My shelves behind me, I'm trying to put things on the shelves that I'm proud of instead of just putting a collection of things out there. This is going to be rare, and so like it makes it desirable. It makes it something that I actually do want to put on the shelves. So I may look to acquire these things when they come out.
All three?
Maybe, I don't know. I reckon they'll make a pretty good set. Also, just hold on a second, because we're looking at a bright red Prime here, and that's very different to the version that we've seen here.
Better than that thing.
So that means
it
looks exactly the same as this thing.
It's Magnus.
No, I mean color scheme.
But it also means that there's 4 of them instead of 3 too.
Maybe that's the chase figure.
Maybe. So yeah, I'm happy to go after these things and find them. I don't think they're going to be very big either, so probably not going to be particularly expensive.
Probably going to be.
But they're unique. They're unique too. It's not another G1 Prime. It's not another G1 Megatron. It's something different. It's like the Real Gear stuff to come after the first movie, like the Scorpion watch, and the video player,
and Scorpion watch.
The PSP or the PS2 control, like just stuff like that. What's whatever.
Sorry, I know a lot about that line. It was an Xbox controller. The funny thing about it, the guy that turned into a watch, I think his name was like QuickTime or something, and his whole thing was that he could actually pause time, which is actually pretty cool.
So he's Hot Rod's gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. But just stuff, unique stuff like that. That's why I kept most of me Real Gear stuff. It's just something different. It's not again, here's Megatron, here's Prime, here's Bumblebee. Done with something different.
It actually reminds me more of the PlayStation and PlayStation and Mega Drive Optimus Prime and Megatron that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah, and we never mentioned it last week, but the new Power Bank Prime that's coming out, which is done by the same people as Jason.
Pretty sure we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago.
We might have, yeah.
No,
it turns into nothing.
So
it's the same.
So so you're talking about the Xiaomi Power Bank, which also converts into Optimus Prime as well, and is a working power bank as well.
Oh wait, is it actually a working power bank?
It is a working power bank.
Okay,
that's why he's got the backpack. That's why.
And he also has a light-up sword. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, which might well be powered off the batteries in the figure, but we can't tell.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
But that's
because I thought. Sorry, I thought the power bank was a really boring design because it's just like a slab of thing. But seeing as it works, and that's actually really cool.
I think that is pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
It's like the Optimus pen. It's like a gimmick thing that actually works that you can transform as well. But that's
I do not want to write with Optimus Prime.
It's so bad. It's a rectangular prism with a little pen sticking out of it. It's not a pen. It's just a folded up dude. You know?
The Optimus Prime power bank, I would actually be really happy to carry around with me. I'm not entirely sure how much power it stores within it. I've seen specs saying that there's 2 6,500 milliamp hour batteries within it, which makes it quite a decent power bank.
Yeah.
But I've also seen a spec that says it only has 6,500 milliamp hour, so that makes it slightly less impressive. And given the transformation requirements, I would be surprised if it's actually 13,000. But look, I'd probably actually still carry that Optimus Prime power bank around with me, just so I think Kelvin in the discussion group says he always has a transformer in him no matter where he goes. So that would be a transformer I can carry with me everywhere I go.
By the way, Kelvin just loves third parties and KO. Oh, no, KOs.
No,
he's such an ambassador of KO.
Mikey, that's not necessary.
These are licensed products. But it's made by the same company that done the Soundwave iPad, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. It's from Chinese OEM Xiaomi, and they are officially licensed products.
Yeah, and you've got that iPad, and you know what the engineering is like on that. This would be similar, but there's obviously going to be a brick or backpack that's going to have the power, because you're not going to break a battery apart for transformation.
So, the Soundwave tablet is, it's not great, but the most impressive thing about it is the fact that its alt mode is literally this thin.
Yeah, thin. Yeah.
Yeah.
And from that, all these parts fold out, and you get a figure that actually has a fair amount of depth. So it's a technical feat, but it's not such a great figure. Like there's no hip swivels or there's little articulation. No, there's a head, but this doesn't have that problem because it's actually got quite a bit of mass to work with in the first instance. I think the transformation is pretty simple as well.
Yeah.
Also, this thing is way more convincing than the tablet because, like, you turn the tablet over and there's just a sprawled out robot on the bottom of it. Whereas I think I've seen angles of both all around. It looks like it just turns into it disguises itself very well. So, like, you could be carrying that around with you, and then, like, no one would actually know it's a Transformer. Whereas if you're going to carry around the iPad with you for some reason, they're just going to be like, yeah, this iPad's really cracked, and oh, hey, there's a guy underneath.
But again, Mikey, like most Masterpiece figures, you don't show people, hey, I've got this hot rod and show it to them backwards.
No, but
you can put the tablet in a tablet case, case, and you would have no. Oh, you'd see the lines, but anyway. But it's something different. I don't mind companies for doing this out of the box stuff. It's cool. It's good stuff.
Seeing as it actually functions as something and also has a light up sword, I think it's actually gone. Yeah, I think it's a lot cooler than I thought it was before. So yeah. Do you know how much it is?
No, it might be in the article. Let's have a look.
It's in the run sheet further down.
5,400 yen.
Oh, for this, yeah. So yeah, $60.
And the Prime power bank is about $50 or $60.
Yep.
That's good, and that'll go well with your device label. Did they do a device label Prime? I guess they did.
Maybe. Oh, look, there's actually more photos that we didn't even get to there. So there's some indication of how he's built as well.
Oh, is that the factory down? Yeah, is that the factory down there or something?
No, it's a fan mode.
All right.
Someone's taking
you can change the screen as well. This is awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Winning. Yeah.
Phone. Yep. He can call people on his flip phone.
Look, like I said, I put that in because I thought it was cool and I would like to own one. So
yeah,
we'll see how we go. Now, I think this is the an-in version that we're looking at, and I think that's the anniversary. I think the other ones are just generally available.
So this will be the super expensive one then?
Probably, yeah. The other ones might be cheap. Now, we're just going to quickly pass by this one. So Zeta Toys is doing a Masterpiece-style Bruticus, and they've shown off the first look at its fully combined mode, which, may I just say, looks fully sick.
It looks like a nice Bruticus. Where'd this company come from?
No, it's Masterpiece. It's Masterpiece style.
Oh, okay.
Wow. He's pretty big.
He looks really nice.
He does.
We still haven't seen the Toy World full combined Devastator, the Bruticus yet. We're only still getting hints at each individual bot. This looks really nice as a... Go.
No, go for it. Yeah.
Oh, it looks really nice as a Masterpiece scaled Bruticus. I'd love to see it in colour, but everything's ticking the boxes here.
Yeah.
I
like how the
exactly.
thrusters are above his fist, so it could actually kind of use. He could use.
Oh, it's a flamethrower.
Maybe a flame punch as well.
He
looks really slender in some places, which is it looks like he's more of a robot than a combiner. You know what I mean? Like a put together robot.
Yeah, I don't know how the main chest part sort of transforms from Onslaught, but sure, we'll see.
We will.
It's got to be a clip-on piece. It's got to be just a clip-on piece.
Possibly.
I can allow some parts forming.
Yeah, for combiners, that's fine. And Omega Supreme, you can allow a lot of parts forming.
Yeah. I will bring up my nitpick about combiners and having their actual limb alt modes facing forward and not backwards, but I know I'm in a minority on that. I think, but
I don't know. I think it just matters for the for the individual.
I'm sure you can
individual bot. This does look like it might be switchable as well.
Yeah, it might be able to rotate around.
Well, it looks really good, but I'm sick of combiners at this point, and I've just decided not to buy anymore.
And so am I. I've got the Jinbao oversized Bruticus on my shelf.
Yeah,
and I don't need another
yes,
one.
I know when you bought that.
I know.
Yeah.
So I don't need another one. But yeah, let's move on. One more story, and we're gonna. Oh, look, it's a statue, and we're done. So this. I gave Brad enough shit for adding this into the run sheet earlier. Actually, no, there's two statues coming up. Sorry.
Oh yes, double the fun.
Actually, no. Sorry, I've missed a story out of the run sheet.
There's
so
17 more of them.
We're actually just gonna ignore that. This is the Imaginarium Art Optimus Prime Generation 1 statue, and isn't he a looker?
Yes, he does look quite good. He's pretty much showing off all of the gimmicks of the MP10 Prime. Got his matrix open. He's got his trailer open. There's roller. Yeah, looks cool. I'm sure I can pull off that pose with the MP10.
And absolutely none of it moves.
Nope. Now, is he going to fire some kind of green plasma or something? Because in his ion blaster, or whatever it is, he's got some kind of like...
No, that's just the gun saying it's fully charged and ready to go. It's like your iPad. It's like the battery indicator on your iPad. You know how it goes... You know how it goes green, and when you watch a full screen video, it's the only thing that's over the video. Brad knows what I'm talking about. So I think we can be fairly sure that's his gun's battery indicator. Okay,
that's good. Yeah. There you go. There's some explanation of how they, recharge their weapons. I guess.
Imaginarium Art, you're welcome.
Yeah, it's just interesting. We hadn't seen anything of this before, and we still haven't because this is only a prototype image. This isn't real, but
I think there's only a 3D render.
Yeah. So we might see. I might sneak this back in later on when it's due for release. But they've.
Do statues have such a long gestation period as long as like fans' toys?
That XM Creations one's been going for about a year now, and it still hasn't come out. But
so that awesome Megatron statue, the Beast Wars Megatron statue we saw a couple of weeks ago, is it going to be like 2025 before that comes out?
No, we will never see it ever.
I'll check the run sheet from a year ago, and I bet we see the prototype of it there.
No, that came out of nowhere. It was awesome.
No, we'd seen it before. We've seen the prototypes before.
I think Brad's right.
Yeah, I'd say
I would have kicked it out of the run sheet a year ago.
Yeah,
we probably did, but we still saw it.
It just brings up that same issue with you have the license for a G1 character.
No, you have the license to produce a statue of a G1 character.
Yeah, make the goddamn G1 character. This thing's got so much added bits to it, and the paint is...
I say yes.
It's like it's adding detail for price. How are we going to get the price up? Well, let's do more silver instead of him having all blue and red.
Yeah, I get where you're going there. Like, there's
it's not real silver. It's all painted.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. I'm glad it's not made out of silver. That helps it there.
It's the issue you get with trying to make a G1 cartoon painted or chain a G1 cell image into a statue.
You can't make a G1 cell image into a statue.
I know.
If you do that, you'll complain that it looks too simple.
No, I won't.
And it also doesn't look like the next episode.
Yes, you will. That's what you do about masterpieces all the time.
Now he's just having
I saw your eyes roll upwards.
No.
Yes, let's move on. I think we're done. We're done with news. Shall we go? Let's go back and talk about new acquisitions, shall we? Things that we've added into our collections this week. Let's go for the silhouette that is Mikey.
No. You go first because you've got him in.
You go. Yeah.
Robot mode. Oh no. Okay. Well, I did get another thing this week, but I'm going to talk about it next week because I just can't be bothered. But this is Open and Play Big Spring. Hooray! This
frozen on a really awkward shot of it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. There we go.
Okay.
It's back now.
Is it frozen now?
No, it's fine now.
Okay.
So you have Big Spring in helicopter mode. I have him in.
I do.
I have him in robot mode, which I've put him in fairly pretty much my favorite pose so far, because I figured out that you can actually sort of get his second hand onto the front of his gun and make him feel like a little bit of a Scarface, say hello to my little friend kind of thing.
What about the cocaine?
I love when you get him into the pose.
His face sculpt is a little bit weird, so like maybe he does have the cocaine.
So I don't. Okay, I do have a thing here. Just flip out his head.
Mike, before you go too far, Mikey, can you hold it up with the back pointing towards the camera? Because I
heard for the classic underside shot.
No, from the top. No. From the top. I just heard that a lot of people are complaining that it's just a motor, like a body with a tail sticking out the back, or something. There was some complaint about the tail.
You mean like this?
Yeah, like that. Like that's
Springer.
That looks fine.
It's well transformed. It's Springer.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Now,
all right.
The angle you had at before, it does look like it's just sort of like the body with legs pushed together.
Well, here's the undercarriage.
No, just hearing people thought that all the mass was in the front and there's nothing. It's just a scorpion tail at the back or a stingray.
No, I think it's fine. Now, look,
it looks fine.
I'm really happy. Like there's lots of ratchets in it, and everything moves really well. It's got a good gun. It's got a sword, and also I really like. He's got this little waist tilt thing that's going on there as well. Like I quite appreciate that. Yeah. You can do the ab crunch. And
you might actually also want to put the screen on you when you're actually talking about that, because no one can see.
No, that's true. I can.
Oh no, I did.
People can see me at the bottom of the screen anyway. But yeah.
Can they? Oh, okay.
I did. We just can't see it.
The thing that I really like about this guy is, I mean, I think he's the only one that does the whole widening and shortening of the screen for the individual modes.
Yes, we talked about that last week. Or did we? A week before or something?
Yeah,
like
we
that.
did. Yeah.
I love that. It does have the storage for the gun in both modes. You don't really have the storage for the sword. I mean, you can't really. The thing I would have liked because this is pretty much like how it looks for the vehicle mode underneath. I would have liked the storage for the sword in there for the car mode.
I would actually like it to look less like Swiss cheese from the underside.
Yeah, true. But then the head's just right there. But I mean, again, like Brad says, you don't go and say, "Hey, look at the underside of my toy."
So here's the thing, right? He's a cheap masterpiece scaled figure, and like when I say cheap, he is cheap. He's not that much more expensive. Maybe he's like 50% more expensive than a Hasbro Voyager, and his masterpiece scaled. Dimensions are good. The head sculpt could be a little bit better, but. I think we'll get to that. But for the money you're paying, he's a damn good figure.
Yes, definitely.
And he's on the scale with your Inferno Ironhide sort of that. Not
Optimus.
Not the
he's Optimus Prime size. He's the height of. He's a bit taller than Optimus Prime.
I know.
Like a hair.
Yeah.
A hair.
Yeah.
So with his head, what was Jason was complaining about? What I did and
I wasn't complaining. I was just giving it shit because everyone gives a shit. I actually don't really have that much of a problem with his face, but yeah.
So I didn't either, but just what you can do to it. So the problem is the face sits out just a bit too far. So and it kind of makes the eyes look a bit more squinty.
Oh,
yeah, I was trying to avoid the racism, but yeah, if you want to go there. But all you have to do. And people have found a way to put Inferno or Grapple's faceplate onto this, but you also have there's this extra piece behind Inferno and Grapple's face that has like a circular tab on it, which I can't remove and I don't want to because I don't want to break my figure. But apparently you can remove them and then put them on here and it looks good. So, but I'm not gonna do that because all I did was I removed the face.
Your face, give it to me.
Yeah,
How much filing's involved?
Not that much, really. It's only like a couple. You have to do it a couple of times. So you do a Bayverse Prime, remove his face, and then just file down anything. There's 2 levels of the face, and then there's the 2 posts to go in. You just file them down a bit, and then it just fits in much better. Because like before, the best example I can think of his face is like, you know those Viva Vendetta masks?
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like he's wearing one of those, kinda. But this just makes it look like more of a flush. I think this is a really good head sculpt. This is a very good.
Looking at mine versus yours, I can definitely see I'm a little bit jealous, and I'll probably try and do that this weekend.
Yeah, it's easy. Like, I mean, if I can do it, anyone can do it. But
how do you get it out? Do you have to like unscrew the back of his head or something?
Let's see here. It's
Mikey.
no.
Do you have a drill?
Oh, broke it. Nah.
Do you have a power drill?
Yeah, you just pull it off. Whoop.
No, I mean, like, to remove the thing, do you need to undo the screw at the back of the head?
To remove the face or the head?
To remove the face.
You don't have to remove anything. I just pulled it off just then. You don't have to remove anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you look here.
Whoops.
So this isn't going to focus at all.
No, it's not going to focus. Don't worry about it.
No. But you see how there's those two like hole things? You gotta basically anything that's around here, just file it down a bit, and then all you have to do is put it on his face, and then put it on his head, push it in, and then you just it's just trial and error. You just see how far you think it goes down to make it look.
Mikey, do you have a power drill? Because a 2mm drill piece will make that from an Asian into a Eurasian, and you'll be fine.
Are we just going to continue with the racism?
Whoa. Okay.
Goodbye to all of our Asian. Okay, so I'll just.
Well, it can't be worse than saying it's going to open the eyes up a bit.
That's better than mentioning races.
I wasn't trying to be. Okay. I was just saying you're trying to open the eyes up by firing them.
So many of us are so casually racist without trying to be.
So this is how his face kind of looks without it. Okay, focus.
It's a sunny day. He's squinting. You want to get some Springer sunglasses?
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, just you want to kind of line up. So I can't explain this. There's like this. I'm not going to explain it. I can't bloody explain it.
There's guides all over the place for how to do this, including one.
Ask someone else. I think I followed. Go and look on my post, and then tons of people. Well, someone asked if I could do the whole switch thing, and I can't do that. And I don't want to do that. But this thing's so easy. All you need is a little file. Even just a nail file or something like that. That's exactly what I used. Or just some sandpaper. And yeah, you can make him look a lot better. But for what, $80 and $10 shipping, this guy is very, very good. And I think Jason will agree. There's only really one flaw in the robot mode. And that's that I guess Jason should show this off.
What am I showing?
If you want to, you know how if you move his arm, his kind of chest just comes up.
Oh,
kind of like, yeah. So I mean, this is their first figure.
So what Mikey's saying is that if you raise the arm,
yeah, he's basically going to show you his tits.
We can say he's just as good as a Seeker. Or if you raise the arm and you hold it there, he's fine.
Yeah. Well, yes.
And listen to those ratchets. Like, wow.
There's a lot of good ratchets on there. Which is another thing.
It does make me miss it in the waist tilt, but oh well.
Yeah. So that chest piece just sits there. There's no actual tab in for it.
I don't think there's a tab for it.
Okay, so here, Jace, there's this thing up here, this little green section in front of your.
Yep.
So that's supposed to tab into the bottom near his waist. So, but it just doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It's not the best design.
It doesn't really look like it's meant to tab in.
Wow, it's on all the. It's like, yeah, it's got some little pegs and posts, and there are some holes, but it just does not work.
I actually think the pegs are actually really just there to just sort of give it a place to rest. It doesn't actually look like it connects. But yeah.
If they could have fixed that one problem, that's pretty much the only real problem I have with this guy.
The other question we had before he came out, diecast, any at all?
Yeah.
There's nothing die-cast in this figure.
I think so.
I was going to say, because we were talking about there was no die-cast with a figure being that cheap, so...
No. And again, isn't that one of the things you complained about, Brad? You said, like...
No, I said
if
it's going to be under $100 and there's no price point for it to have die-cast in it.
But that's the thing you said, like, with all these official Masterpiece or things, like, the more expensive ones, if they just didn't have die-cast, it'd be cheaper and a more, I guess, reasonable price.
I complain about the Masterpiece stuff all the time. I can't keep on top.
You complain about a lot of things, Brad. I'll give you that. But yeah, really well done. Like, all of the wheels still roll in helicopter mode, so that's pretty cool.
What does a helicopter need wheels for? He's supposed to be a helicopter and fly.
Because it lands.
If he lands. You have, and also rubber tires. Don't forget about that. There's rubber tires in this.
Oh wow! Okay, that's a nice one.
There are 4 rubber tires, and they're very nice.
That's cheaper than doing die-cast. Okay.
I don't know. And he came with this. You know, the I've got better things to do tonight than die. Grenade or
the grenade thing,
missile thing that he used against Devastator. Kind of effective, not really. And it's really nice. It doesn't have any paint, so I'm hoping that Repro Labels can do something about that. I'm a big advocate for Repro Labels. I just bloody love them.
You're going to put a red circle sticker on the front of it.
I think I found the pose that mine's going to have on the shelf if I sit that back about there. There we go. He's probably he's sort of giving you a bit of a look and pointing the gun at you and saying, "Come at me here."
And the great thing is,
it pretty much is the pose that a lot of my bots end up in. But
well, I mean, they're warring bots.
Yeah.
The also good thing is you can also you can either have the G1 toy shoulders up to there, or the ones that Jason has.
So there's a thing. So the thing is that the reason I've put the shoulders like this. Is that that's how it's meant to be on the box, but also if you put them out and rotate them up there, then you end up with a screw hole facing you there. So but
it's also an option, I guess. Yeah,
it is an option, but I actually
that is the G1 toy. Oh yeah, that's 100% how I do it too. And once Jason figures out, so the other thing
it comes with no instructions. Yes, that's right.
The thing about open play is they want to make it so bare bones so they can make it as cheap for you as possible. And considering it's a triple changer and how well it's built, other than that one flaw, and how many accessories it does come with, I think it's definitely worth it. And it like.
Are we boarding
Jason,
a train?
do you think you'll be able to figure it out by yourself? Or so that's what I did.
Have to come over and do it.
No.
Or I'll just ask Declan.
Or you can just ask YouTube, because there's plenty.
Yeah,
true. That is true. Yeah. So that is their philosophy, is open it and play with it. But like my kind of thing is like, I just got this $80 figure. I do want to play with it, but like I also don't want to break it. You know, if I'm gonna start bending something like one way and it's not supposed to go that way.
But that's when you're looking at the triple changer price, or even the price of the figure. It's the same as buying a leader class.
And he's basically leader class, and he has both leader class.
But again, it brings to the whole point of opening and playing, and just try and transform to and from, which is good. It's it's not something you'd straight on the shelf. It's like, I'm going to play with this and enjoy it, instead of just being a statue on the shelf.
Look, I will say that I don't think it's really. I don't think it's meant to be like, I open and play. We're not going to put instructions in. I think it's really just a cost-cutting thing.
Probably. Oh, yeah. But
apparently some of them have. According to Sam McLaughlin, when I posted this in the group earlier, apparently some releases of it have a QR code for instructions.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And this does not have it on mine.
I didn't really.
You don't have it on yours either.
I wouldn't say so. But seeing as this is their first attempt at a figure, I'm very happy with it, and definitely looking forward to future releases. I kind of hope they just go the triple changer route and just get all 6 of them done. That'd be amazing.
You've got some plans for this company for the future.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you're gonna start on this, I mean, is it just because there's a Springer War at the moment, or is it?
No, that was back when it was announced. The Springer War's over.
And I think this one won it. I think this one won. I think
you find that everyone's already pre-ordered Fans Toys and they're just playing with these ones in the meantime.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like the look of this one. Anyway,
I do too. That's why I got it. Anyway, I think we're about done with that.
Yeah.
Shall we move on?
Good figure.
In terms of acquisitions, I've got one other acquisition to talk about. It is the Wei Jiang oversized KO of Evasion Mode Optimus Prime. He is rather a looker, and you're beautiful. That's true. It's the only movie.
I thought that was Jason for a second because his mouth was open and I wasn't looking at Brad.
It's the only movie figure that I'll probably ever put on display, and so I can see a spot on the shelf just over there for it. So
you have movie figures.
It's not going on that shelf. I do not. I have the original of this. I have the Evasion Mode Prime,
okay.
And that is it. I do not care for it.
I did not know that.
You can see the difference though between the two, between that and the Evasion. Apart from just a simple upscaling, you can see how much more they've put into it.
But you need to do that if you're going to upscale it, because like the engineering will not hold if you just blow it up.
No, it will not hold if you blow it up, because then it will be destroyed. Yes.
This has gone well. Open and play Springer, Wei Jiang, Evasion Mode Prime, and the other acquisition that I had this week was the shelves behind me. Which, if I tilt that camera down, you can still see I'm still working on them. But I've got I think a nice little collection of stuff on there at the moment.
Is that a shrine to the Universe Prime?
No, the Universe Prime. So that's Universe Prime. It's Fireguts Jinrai and it's Magna Convoy.
Okay.
So like they're both, and that's also I think it's the Takara Prime as well.
Oh,
but
nice.
It was one of the rarer ones at least. So like I'm quite happy with that. I've got, if I pan far enough over there and move the light, you can see I've got
Magnus.
Animated Prime?
Yeah. Yeah, there's an animated Prime up there as well. Yeah. He's the shiny Takara version. I've got a black one as well that I may put over on I'm like a TV weather
the other
girl.
side.
I may put the black one here. We'll see. This stuff is going to come down to a lower shelf. This is actually working fairly well. I'm going to bring this cold front down a couple of notches here. And probably bring this one down a little bit as well, because Megatron has a lot of space over his head, and then this one's probably going to come down as well. I don't want these things to have a straight line under them, so I like the fact that I've sort of you dip down for the middle piece of that. So I want to keep that sort of slightly off balance.
When you were talking about the cold front and all that, whenever I was a lot younger, whenever you see the H's, I always thought they were helipads. And still to this day think they're helipads. It's like, there will be a helipad here today, and it'll be there. It's gonna be moving. So
have you ever seen the Degeneration, the Late Show weatherman thing?
No.
And he's pointing out all the sunshine, all the sun things, and he's like, watch out if you live here, here, or here, because there'll be explosions.
Oh dear.
All right. I'm going to pan this camera back over here.
I like how you're going. Wait, didn't you say you were going to talk about how you're missing like 2 robot heroes or something?
Oh yeah. So there's been a bit of interest in the robot heroes figures up the top. I erroneously referred to them as a complete collection of robot heroes because I was sure I had a complete collection, and then Jared Griffiths pointed out in the group, "Oh, you're missing." Which, by the way, good job zooming in on the original image. Because they are right up there.
He really wanted to prove you wrong.
He's really. Yeah, no, so I am actually missing Snarl and Sharkticon, and I was sure that I had everything in there, so it's particularly annoying. Thank you, Jared. I now have to go out and find Snarl and Sharkticon Robot Heroes figures. I've had a brief look on eBay. They're not too bad, but I'll probably just set a watch and find them at some point.
No, it's funny how that happens. A fortnight ago at Nerd Mania, I took my little McDonald's Happy Meal figures across, and Simon, self-proclaimed 40, had all or most of the original, not Eastern European,
the McDonald's
West.
figures.
Yeah, most of the ones released to the masses, and here I had two that he didn't have. It's like, where the hell did these come from? And after checking,
does he now have them?
Yes, he got onto eBay that night, and before we went to bed, he got a eBay bundle
I thought you would have given them to him.
I'm not giving mine away.
Oh, Brad, you horrible man.
By the way, I will just point out I am still presenting to everyone.
Yes, you are. I've just been admiring the background. I'm just like, oh, okay, go.
Fair enough.
We're not showing anything. We're talking. So yeah, no, it's just funny. Like you think you've got everything, and then all of a sudden you realise that you're missing some more. Yeah.
So, you know what you need, Jason? You need a tiny little KO Kremzik, and you need to put him next to Megatron.
Are you trying to offload yours already? I've already got Rubber Ducky.
No.
I've already got
the Rubber Ducky's great.
Rubber Ducky is next to Megatron.
That's great, but you need a little
Megatron, but like it's close enough.
Oh yeah, it's
you need.
I mean, that Megatron did kiss that Megatron, so you know.
I've got the MPO5 Megatron that does come with Kremzik anyway.
Ah, well there you go. There you go. That's the exact same thing anyway. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Prime 1 Studio statue to go with that Rubber Ducky.
Yeah.
You've got the Rubber Ducky, so
I do not.
You're there. So now you just need to pay the $2,500 to get the statue to go.
You need the accessory to the Rubber Ducky, which is
what's happening with the club? I'm sorry, I'm being told by the producers to move on.
Yeah, no, we are getting there. Membership is up. I don't even know if I'm presenting because I went to the run sheet, so I'm not.
No, you're not.
Stubby Holder's coming today. We got the Decepticon Stubby Holder, double-sided, and the
I am still presenting to everyone.
Yes, I'm just like, what?
There we go.
There we are. There's the
point. Megatron. God damn it, now I'm on it. The Autobot Decepticon Stubby Holders are in. Membership's due. Double-sided Stubby Holders.
I like.
We've still got a couple of the last year's one that are up for. Getting rid of them now for $10 each. Those ones are going out with the Warrior class level, so
not getting rid of them. We are selling them.
No, selling them. Yeah. They're going out. Membership packs are going out. Probably Monday. Monday we'll be drawing the July giveaway for the MP Lab pedal, and there's a couple other stuff going out too. So stay tuned for that. And apart from that, that's about all the club news.
2 days from now is the
No, try saying it again without yawning.
Sorry. 2 days from now is the reps now, isn't it? Or in a couple of hours?
Nominating's already out. Still 2 days left to nominate, and then Monday.
So the nominate is nominating yourself, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Okay. No, I know who I'm voting for.
Apparently, you vote, not nominate, or whatever.
No, whenever we come to the voting section.
Yeah, no, that'll be Monday.
All right, good job. Okay, I think that is about it. So we are at the end of the show. Thank you for listening, everyone. And Australian Transformers Weekly is produced by Transformers Collectors Club Australia. You can find the website at transformerscca.com, along with gang signs that Mikey just threw up on the I don't know. You're like
It's the TCCA greeting. It's like buy weeb, grano weeb, anyone. Also spell that, please.
That's the saying, not the visual presentation.
So then you just go buy weeb, grano weeb, anyone, like that.
Where's your Energon? You're supposed to offer me some Energon chips.
How's cocaine?
Yeah, it's a viable alternative.
Which I don't have any of.
On that bombshell, you can find the TCCA website at transformerscca.com. Find the podcast on iTunes or your podcatcher of choice. Please head over and give us a review if you have enjoyed the comedic stylings of Brad complaining about masterpieces, Mikey interrupting us, and me making terrible jokes in tonight's episode.
Has the voting for the podcast awards finished?
It has.
I hope so.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
July 31st that ended. And to the member that left after my racist comments, I do apologise. I was not trying to be racist.
Who left?
I don't know. We went from 3 down to 2.
Someone left the live stream. Yeah. Okay. Let's try and end the podcast in a cohesive fashion. Thank you for listening, everyone. This has been episode 118 of Australian Transformers Weekly. We'll be back with episode 119 next week.
Yes, we will.
See you guys.
We're still waiting for the live button to go off. This is like the
I'm pressing it.
This is like the end of